When my faith began, and I've got these vivid memories as a child of having such a great belief in God and Jesus, and not having difficulty with it. I can remember as a 4-year-old I was really sick, and my parents for some reason had put me in a separate room, and I remember an angel coming to visit me in the middle of the night and having such an amazing experience and feeling just an awesome wonder of God. And so when I was probably about 12 years old, my parents were actually pastoring a church with some other people. We got kicked out of that church. And it was quite devastating. At the same time, I also had just started high school, so you're in like a really awkward stage in your life. I went through quite a traumatic time with some friends as well. So there was like these 2 massive betrayals and rejection situations and experiences that happened at quite a crucial age. And I look back on those now and I see how the enemy is so strategic in the way and the age in which he captures people, tries to derail them. So that was kind of like the beginning of me detouring from my faith. I never had a problem with God, but I started to develop a massive problem with the church. And I think when you're in that scenario where something goes wrong, all of a sudden you start to see all the blemishes, you see everything that's wrong, and you can just stack a case that's a mile long that you might not have seen had you had a different disposition. But for me, I found myself surrounded by hypocrites, and I didn't want to not call myself a Christian, but I actually couldn't call myself a Christian because I couldn't place where I was in that stage. So I just lived my life as a teenager and really just pursued the things that I wanted in life, and went through high school, got a job, got a boyfriend, and probably had a decade away from the church. I wanted to pursue Jesus, but I still couldn't handle the church. And that was a big problem. And that was another sort of thing that I had to work through in my faith. When Greg became a Christian, he just gave his heart to the Lord like it was no big deal. And I had talked to him like, there's this whole sort of thing that you need to shift in your heart, and you need to be able to pursue Jesus, and it's like your whole life, and it's a really big deal. And he just kind of became a Christian like that. And so again, that was like, you've got these ideas in your head that aren't founded on anything that is of God. So I had to really get over myself, a lot of things that I had cultivated in me that weren't true. Once I got my head around what the church could be, I was like, no, I'm in this for the long haul, because I see what could be. I see what you're doing, God, and I see that you want to bring the people that you love close to you. People find it easy to judge the church or Christians because in the past, possibly, we haven't done a good job at letting Jesus be Jesus. For me, I get up in the morning, the first thing I do is worship. I put on music and I just worship, and I let everything go, because the worship doesn't become about me, it becomes about what God is doing. Then I pray and I read, and that's where I see the revelation happen, because it's not about me. If I start with my prayers, I often start with my own agenda. But if I start with worship, then it becomes just about God.